talk a little schedule coming up. I know when that schedule first came out, you kind of did a double take and look at it because it's definitely a little different. We are now football did away with conferences per se. We're still in the Wright County Conference West for pretty much everything else except for football. We are what did we? I got to look at my notes. We are in the Midwest Central Copper District.
I didn't know that. I had no idea. I mean, we've been the Skyway Brass the last couple of years.
Mhm.
I knew we changed it, and it's like I don't even care.
I had to. I had to look it up, and I will say, although it's a little funky, it is basically a mix of some Wright County Conference West and some Wright County Conference East teams.
The schedule makes no sense, Jeremy.
I agree with you 100%. The fact that we don't have Litchfield on the schedule, the fact that we don't have DC on the schedule,
New London.
I'm 100% with you. Let's walk through what we do have, though. We already talked about Little Falls coming in. Then we go on the road for a pair. The first road game, we've got Glencoe Silver Lake. They finished the season at 2-7 last year. Just brief thoughts. What do you think about the Panthers this year?
They'll be better this year. They had a sophomore quarterback last year who was actually a freshman will be a sophomore this year. He was a dude. He's about 6'2", 200 last year. I think he'll be their quarterback. They're big up front. I mean, they haven't been as athletic on the outside. That could still be a question mark for them. But I think they're up and coming. And plus playing at their place, they're a tough place to play at.
Absolutely.
Great field to play at.
Oh, beautiful.
But Glencoe's always pretty tough at home, so that'll be a good game.
I love sitting in the press box side and just looking out over the field and the farm fields and the court and everything out behind. Definitely let you know.
That's what you look at. I mean, I look at the field. The field is manicured perfect. There's a one grass out of place. You look at the cornfield.
I'm there for a long time. I look at the field. I look at all sorts of stuff.
Where's the cornfield? I've never seen the cornfield there.
Oh, that's good. You're not, and you're normally looking towards the press box. I get to look out, and
I look towards the concession stand. I want to know what's cooking.
Yeah. Do they have any pork chops for sale?
That's Becker. I miss playing at Becker.
Yeah, but Litchfield would have pork chops a lot of times. But we don't get to go there either. Next game, probably the not to say the must win, but a big one for the section is the Foley Falcons. They had a little bit of a down season last year at 4-6. What do we know about Foley? I know they've got some big returners back.
Yeah, we saw them at the scrimmage. They're huge. They are absolutely gigantic up front. They are the biggest kids I've seen in a long time, and many of them. Their skill positions weren't great last year. And again, a lot of those guys are returning. A lot of the quarterback was a sophomore. A couple of the receivers were sophomore. From what we saw at the scrimmage, they don't have a ton of explosive players. Now, they threw the ball almost every down at the scrimmage. I think they didn't want to show us anything. Mm-hmm. They will run the football, and they'll run play action pass after that. Their D-line last year probably gave us more problems than any D-line we faced, and those kids all return. So that's going to be interesting. They are really big, and the kids move really well up front. So it's going to be a great week 3 game, to find out where you're at. I mean, you say it's a must-win game. There's no such thing as a must-win game week 3, but it's a great barometer game to find out where you're at. Absolutely. And it's going to be physical. I mean, they're big, they're strong, they hit, they have a great wrestling program. And a lot of the wrestlers play football, they tackle well. So, I mean, that's one of those games we got marked on our calendar, and they're a section team. Mm-hmm. We're fighting for the 1 seed, and that's probably going to be the team we're going to be fighting with for the 1 seed. So that game's probably going to go a long way with that.
Week 4, we come back home for an early homecoming against another conference rival, I guess you would say. We haven't again seen them on the football side of things for it's been a few years.
Yeah, it's been a few years.
But Watertown Mayor, they came out with a 5-5 record last season. What do we know about the Royals?
Not too much happened because we haven't seen them in 4 years. I think 2022 was the last year we seen them. Or was that 3 years?
Something like that.
We've seen them. They're athletic. From what I've heard, they're athletic. I heard they're not overly deep, but it's going to be a good football game. It's going to be a real football game, homecoming week. It should be a fun game. It's early. It's kind of interesting how early it is. Week 3 of the school year. That's going to be interesting, but hopefully our kids come ready to play. But from what I heard, they're pretty athletic. So that's going to be a fun game. It'll be a challenging game.
Week 5, we get to see another team. I know we don't believe in any polls, but I have seen this team in the top 10 in most of the preseason rankings that I've seen. That's Holy Family. We get to travel to Holy Family. They had a record of 8-3, and I believe they were the section champions.
Yeah, they won the state tournament last year. Yeah, they'll be interesting. I mean, most people have them picked in the top 5. They may be the best team coming back in 3A just because what they're getting. I mean, they have this whatever elite coaching staff they put together, and they're getting a lot of city kids recruiting there. We've heard a few Eden Prairie kids have moved in there to go to school there, and some Wayzata kids. So we haven't seen them.
Mhm.
We have not seen them since they made this change. We haven't seen them for a while. So it'll be interesting to get them on film and see exactly what they look like. But they're the ones who are supposed to be one of the better teams in the state. So we're excited to play them. And they have a new turf field they got last year, put a lot of money in the program. So it should be a fun place to play. We're excited for that.
Yeah, I'm excited to see the new stadium back from the. Sounds like the days of sitting on the grass hill.
The grass
are
hill.
over,
I think they show the Ring of Fire. They like the Ring of Fire.
Okay.
And that's an interesting place to play. It's a weird environment to play there. But I think it'll be more. They have bleachers now. They never had bleachers before. So I think it'll be more like a high school football game compared to just kind of a weird environment. But they'll be good. They're going to be physical. They're going to be good. It'll be interesting to get them on tape. Hopefully we get something early on them and get a chance to look at them.
Then we come back home against Rockford. Rockford come into town. They had a 3-6 record last year. I know they've been kind of up and down. I think they were pretty good. Was it 2 years ago? They had a really good record, and down a little bit last year. What do we know about the Rockets?
That they're east of Buffalo. I don't think this is my 26th year. I don't think we've ever played Rockford in a game.
Really?
I don't think we've ever played them in a game before. So yeah, I mean, we used to scrimmage them 4 or 5 years ago. We saw them in scrimmage. They were always physical. They've had good players. They got kids going playing in Bemidji. I think they got a kid at the Gophers right now. So they've had some talent, good players. But honestly, since we don't scrimmage them anymore, we haven't for 6 years or 5 years, whatever it is. I really know nothing about them right now. So that's another one that hopefully we get some film early on them to get a chance to take a peek at them to see what we're in for. I have no idea what they're returning. I have not seen them at all, so I have no clue.
Okay.
I just know I know in basketball it's a big rival. It's always a physical, edgy, a lot of trash talking type game. I'm assuming that's going to carry over to the football field. So it'll be a physical game, I think.
Next up, we have they had been becoming a bigger rival, and then they've been down the last couple of years, and that's the Malacca Wolves are coming to town. They had a 3-7 record last year. What do we know about the Wolves coming in this year?
I think they'll be decent. I don't think their numbers are overly great. I don't think we're playing in a JV game. I don't think they have the numbers for that. But Malacca, I mean, they just do think they run option. A lot of teams don't run option, so you get a different look by that. It is it's a team we play in the section. You got to play them twice. We play them now, probably play in the playoffs, which is always hard to do. I think they're well coached. They have some size returning. I think their quarterback returns. Few of their skilled kids. But you play in week 7. I mean, how healthy are they going to be? I think that's going to be the big thing. We don't have a lot of numbers. If you get beat up during the year, you may not have a lot. By week 7, you stay healthy, they'll be a decent opponent.
And last but not least, on our short week, we have the Jordan Hubmen, who, as weird as it sounds, they are a part of the Wright County Conference East, which still I shake my head at a little bit. They're still a 3A school. They're one of the larger 3A schools, I believe. They had a record of 5-5. Do we know anything about Jordan?
Well, Michael Jordan, I could tell you a lot about.
I could.
Yeah. Jordan, I don't think without Googling, I don't think I'd be able to get there. I think it's, I know it's down. Is it by like Victoria or Norwood Young America type? That's kind of the feeling I get. Yeah.
Yep. I'm definitely going to use Google Maps when we drive the bus down there for that trip.
I'm not going to lie to you. In my entire life, I've never seen a Jordan game on film or anywhere in my. Know nothing about them. I'm assuming they were a 4A school. They dropped down to 3A. Okay. So I'm assuming they're going to have some size. You typically see that when you play like Little Falls. 4A, typically there's more kids to choose from. They're one of the bigger schools. You're going to see they're going to have some more size. But as far as what they run, their personnel, I have no clue. And that's one thing with this schedule. I mean, we always do a lot of film work. We have a lot of film work to do because we haven't seen Jordan. We haven't seen Holy Family. We haven't seen Watertown. Little Falls we haven't seen. We've spent a lot of time looking at Little Falls. So it's not, the teams that you see year after year, you kind of know what they run. This is a lot of new stuff for us. But our stuff is new to them.
Right.
Which is exciting because I think we're hard to defend. The first time teams play us, I think we're really hard to defend. So they have a lot of work to do too. So it goes both ways.
We talked about the crazy schedule. We had some movement in the section as well. We're still in 5-3A. We stayed in the 3A class. We had a couple move out. Apollo, they stayed in 3A. They are now playing in Section 6 3A, so they're going to get to see New London Spicer this year.
Yeah, and Litchfield
And Litchfield.
and Albany. They're only going to see one of those schools and they're going to be done. I'm not going to lie to you, Jeremy. They're not seeing all of them.
No, they're not. And also St. Cloud Cathedral, they actually moved down. They moved down to Class 2A. They are now in Section 5 2A. But we still have 8 teams in the section, I do believe. Did I count that right?
No, we have 7.
7. That's right. We do have 7.
And actually 6. Pac's not going to play in the playoffs.
Oh, they're not?
No.
Oh,
no, it's like,
okay.
I think this Pac's like second year maybe of football,
I think
second year.
I think it's their
First year.
Yep.
And they're like suiting up 9th graders and stuff. So they're not going to play in the
They're not gonna
playoffs.
play a playoffs.
No.
Okay.
No. So actually the first and second seeds will get a bye.
Okay.
So that's
top 2, and of course, well, I mean, once we get to because we're at high seed all the way until section championship game. So
yeah, I mean, it'd be one game. If you get a top seed, if you get 1 or 2.
So it's pretty much the same minus Apollo and Cathedral that we've had the last couple of years. It's just
we even had Mora. Mora hasn't been the last few years.
Oh, haven't they?
No. Mora was up north.
Okay.
So we haven't seen them in our section for a while.
Okay.
And Pine City's been out of our section for a while. They used to be in our section. They were out for a while.
Okay.
So Tom Westman would love to see Pine City back in.
Tom Westman.
We were a 3 seed years ago, and they were a 6, and they upset us. And he has never let me forget that ever. Ever. Even now, that's sitting Pine City sitting there. It makes me remember.
I'd say I remember it. I remember that game. It was a very wet, muddy, crappy game, and
we turned the ball over. Yeah, you can't turn the ball over in the playoffs.
Yes,
right. I remember it too, Jeremy. And Tom Westman reminded me about it every year, every single year he did.
Yes,
it was kind of a running joke. But yeah, I mean, obviously, if you look at it just on paper, us and Foley are probably the 2 top in there, and both of us will probably get either. There'll be 1 or we'll be 1. The other one's probably going to be 2 in the section. So, the bye is awesome because you don't have to practice over MEA. The team plays on Tuesday, and you get to watch, and your kids don't have to play on Tuesday, so they're fresh. So Wednesday, you're ready to go for practice, prepare for Saturday. They're recovering from their game. You always have, and we've been lucky. We've been fortunate to get the 1 seed a lot. Now with the 1 and 2, that second seed is going to have the same advantage as the 1 seed.
Yeah.
So I think it makes that section championship a little bit tougher. A lot of times we felt we've been a lot more fresh than teams that we played in the section championship. Now, you're not going to even that Saturday game. I mean, so it'll be interesting. That's going to make it for a tougher road. But whatever, it should be tough.
It should be tough.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So we're excited. It'll be good.
Good. Well, Coach, thank you for sitting down with me. I'm glad that football is back, and good luck on Friday night.
Yeah, thanks. Hopefully everybody comes out. I know it's Labor Day weekend, but you can do your plans on Saturday. Friday night's going to be fun.
I know I'll be at the game on Friday and then leave from the game to head up north. So
where are you going to go?
Up to the cabin. We're running out of weekends. It's going to be cold and snowing pretty soon.
Watch film of the game. You go done with the game, watch film of the game. It's good.
I can do that while I'm on the pontoon.
True.
I can cast and then watch.
Yeah, it'll be fun. I mean, the kids are really excited. They're excited to get started. We got Parents' Night on Friday night. It's a Hall of Fame. CAF Hall of Fame. Yep. So yeah, the CAF always does a great job with that. So it's going to be fun. Hopefully a lot of people show up and hopefully put on a show. I mean, our kids love playing home. We have a beautiful field. Kids love playing at home, and hopefully we put on a show for the fans.
Coach, thank you very much.
Yep. Thanks, Sheriff.